river. God say, river, 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 hold back. Stop flowing. And God sent the wind that made the river stop flowing and a tunnel open up. How many of you know God will open up a tunnel in the midst of the river? Have you any rivers that seem uncrossable? Have you any mountains that you can't seem to tunnel through? I come to tell you that God specializes in things that seem impossible, and he'll do what no other powers can do. River, oh river, river, oh river, I say I command you right now, stop flowing and let the children of Israel cross over on dry land. And the river said, yes, sir. The river said, yes, sir, Lord. Yes, sir, Lord. You made me. You created me. You put the H2O together that created me. You took the hydrogen molecules and the oxygen molecules and put them together and made the water that's in me right now. And I have no choice but to hold back because you told me to. If God created the river, then God can stop the river from blowing. Put your hands in God's hands and trust him in the midst of your trouble. And then, and after God deals with the problem in front of him, he turns around and says, okay, now I'm going to deal with the problem that's closing in behind you. Now. God could have let him cross through on dry land and then close up the river before Pharaoh even got there, and it probably would have been over. But Moses said, no, the problems that you see today, you never going to see them again. Not only is God going to work it out, but he going to work it out through and through. God not no halfway God. God ain't no halfway God. God not going to move you into a new house and then not let you take care of the bills. God not going to move you into a new marriage and then not be there to see the marriage through. God not going to bring you to a good thing and then not get rid of the bad things that's following you. God said the problem that you see today, you ain't going to see them no more if you be still and let the Lord fight your battles. God could have just, God is so amazing. Like I say, he's a puppeteer controlling the puppets. Because God could have just let Pharaoh and them drown in the river. But God, not only did God do that, God say, first and foremost, science say that time zones are separated by being on one side of the country and on the other side of the country. So if I'm in Houston, if I go to Austin, it's going to be the same time. If it's light time in Houston, it's going to be light time in Austin. Pharaoh and them was apparently they could see Pharaoh and them, so they couldn't be too far away. Exodus goes on to say that God took the cloud that was leading the children of Israel, and he took the cloud and he moved it from the forefront and moved it behind them. And God made it nighttime for Pharaoh and them and daytime for the children of Israel. I'm trying to tell you, science ain't got nothing on God. Don't put your faith in science. Don't put your faith in the natural, because God can do whatever God say, Mr. Cloud, go from the forefront and move to the back. I want it nighttime on this side. I want it daytime on this side. God is the puppeteer. He could do whatever he want to do. Stop trusting in science and start trusting in God. God say river, hold back. God say cloud, move behind them. God say Pharaoh, I want y'all to be confused. Just start being confused right now. And then after Israel crosses over on dry land, God takes them out of that confusion and they begin to pursue the children of Israel again. God takes them into the midst of the water, and God say, river, Mr. River, close up on them. Close up on them, Mr. River. And Mr. River say, yes, sir. closed up on them. What you going through today? I come to ask, what are you going through today? What problems are you dealing with today? Is there anything too hard for God? Is there anything that God can't handle? You serve a God who can do the impossible. I'll say it again. Have you any rivers that seem uncrossable? Have you any mountains you can't tunnel through? God specializes in things that seem impossible, and he will do what no other powers can do. Have you any rivers that seem uncrossable? Have you any mountains you can't seem to tunnel through? God specializes in things that seem impossible, and he will do what no other powers can do. The song goes on to say, God specializes, God specializes, God specializes, God specializes. Somebody say, God specializes, God specializes, oh, God specializes, God specializes, and he will do what no other power, oh, Holy Ghost power can do. God specializes, God specializes. I don't know what you're going through right now, but God specializes, God specializes. You might be going through a marriage problem, but God specializes. Oh, God. You might got some sickness in your body, but God specializes. God specializes. Maybe you're having some financial problems, but God specializes. Oh, he specializes. I don't know what you're going through, but God specializes. I come today to tell you God specializes. And he will do what no other power, Holy Ghost power can do. If you need a specialist today, if you need somebody to specialize today, I recommend that you try Jesus. God specializes in the impossible. God specializes in the impossible. Why don't you trust him and try him? I was on a hospital bed. I couldn't breathe. I had the respirator breathing for me. My brain wasn't functioning. My body was shutting down. My temperature was 103, going up higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And in the midst of being right on the verge of death, I found out that God specializes. My mama said that sitting outside of my hospital bed, sitting on the side of my hospital bed, she had fell asleep. But when she woke up, she seen a doctor standing over me. And the man began to talk to her. He said, Mom, I know he's on a respirator. Mom, I know that they told you to make funeral arrangements. But Mom, everything is going to be okay. My mama said, where did you come from? You're not the normal doctor.